You know, I'm watching our dragon from the front view and I don't quite like what I see, because his shoulders are a little bit, I think they should be more pronounced here. But since we don't have symmetry, I have to apply the symmetry again with pressing X and just do this. And here, by the way, I don't like exactly how it looks, so I will redefine it. I will remake this part here because it's important in my opinion, and it's important not to have this white area here. So I will do this. I will select this color. Oops. With the alpha brush, I will just go over here, select this darker, and start making one blemish, another one, here, big one. It may not be exactly as the concept, but at least it will be handmade. I'm trying to be kind of the distance between the blemishes to be like thin, so it's the same as the concept. Maybe if I have problems, I can go select the other color, do this, then select again this color and just continue. Then I may make the cursor to make it smaller and then continue, of course. It's not the best, but also not the worst, so I think we are in the right path in here. In there. Alright, this looks fine. Let's go to the tail and make those kind of things. Of course, with symmetry on, it should be fine. I think, we'll see. Maybe one big one here. Some here, one over there, another one here, and this looks fine. One big one here and small one next to it. Then here we'll have one and one big and one small here, and then one like squarish here and one the other one like this, one here and here, and overall we have something interesting going on. Now this doesn't look super nice first, and then what I want to do, I want to kind of pose this tail afterwards. So I needed to have a low poly. Basically, when I need to pose something like the arms or something else, or the horse, I need a low poly version of it. So what I will do is what I do always. I will duplicate the tail, I will shift click on the eye, and then make sure only those two eyes of the tails are visible. Then I will go to target polygons like 0.9, I don't care, zero mesher. I will wait until the zero mesher makes my zero mesh, and it's kind of done. Yes. Do I like it? Not quite, but I think it will do. So I will Control D and project all, Control D, project all, Control D, project all, and then I will just Control D without projecting. Then I will delete the top one, and we will have only this one. And this looks kind of nice. We may want to Control D one more time, and just do few of these kind of things here and there. We'll do this also for the armor in the front, but these are just kind of things that are bony, structural, texture things. I'm making them by hand, which probably is not the best idea, but by hand we'll make sure that they look the best. Otherwise, if we try to make them somehow without the hand, by a foot for example, it could be difficult, because you have to put your foot on the table, grab your your pen, your tablet with the food, and start doing them, which could prove to be a bit not very comfortable. Let's say that. Let's say not super comfortable. So I prefer to do it by hand. That's the reason. Now, yep, those, by the way, marks in this case will be kind of made by dragging your tail, and I don't want to make too much of them. I want to make few but well placed, and that will kind of guarantee me place in heaven. No, it will guarantee that this can look kind of nice. And place in heaven, not sure about that. If there's a heaven though, but yeah, those are not exactly things we have to try to find out here in this course. Maybe I will do a course about religion someday. Why not? Although I'm not exactly that, how to say it, educated about religion. Yeah, if you gonna talk about religion, you have to talk about these things. You have to, in my opinion, be a little bit more educated. You have to, for example, for me to talk about religion, I have to prepare myself. I have to read the Bible. I have to read the Quran. I have to read all the other books that are relevant in this matter. And then I can probably talk about it. But before that, you don't have the knowledge to do so. So let's restrain myself. Let me restrain myself just to the subject that I'm specialist in, which is ZBrushing characters. And here I think I can speak very confidently about that. I'm trying to make this work here. This looks fine. This looks nice. Alright, we can do another one like this, just kind of a marks like this. Nothing too much. Just a few marks. So, let's shift, double click here. Where is the head, by the way? It's not affected by the shift double click. Okay, we don't care. We don't want the head right now. We will remake the head later. I mean, not remake it. We will color it. We will just do more tweaks on this. But for now, we just don't need it. We don't need the head, basically. So we did this. And now we will do the body. The body. Let's try that. So without symmetry, I will try here to have one. Let's just look at it. Alright, we have one big one in here, for example, another one like this. It will be full of these little kind of things just to look more like an actual bones, which are subjected to some problematic things. Yeah, he's a knight after all. He's doing some fights with dragons, most likely. Because knights are fighting dragons, so he probably is fighting dragons. Or, in this case, since he's a dragon, he's probably fighting knights. But any case, in anyhow, he will have a lot of kind of marks on his body from his fights, whatever they are. Dragon or knight fights, whatever. So I'm just trying to achieve this kind of more bony look, because otherwise it looks pretty flat and it's not bony at all. It shouldn't be flat. It should have this kind of a texture like this. I'm just very lightly and gently doing this and then smoothing, just to break up the texture. Of course, without symmetry, because when I look the dragon from the front, I don't want to see the same pattern in both sides. It will be kinda... I don't like it. It will be kinda... I don't like it. Yeah, this speaks a lot. This English speaks a lot. This guy is... English is amazing. This tutorial guy, which you are listening to right now. He's just so... His amazing English will destroy your beliefs that English could sound nice and melodical or whatever. I don't know if it can, but probably it can. You say a lot of nice and good songs are in English. Also, Shakespeare was written in English, though many people are considering English like poor language without too many words of impression or expression, or too many ways of expressing yourself. But obviously, since Shakespeare can do it, maybe everybody can do it. Although it's not exactly like that. If Shakespeare can do it, just Shakespeare can do it. Since Shakespeare was probably a little bit more genius than me. Not too much though. No, let's not get over ourselves. He was good in his field, but can he sculpt in ZBrush? Not so sure. Now with the high polish brush, I'm just pushing here and there just to make it a bit more randomized, more interesting, stuff like this. That's what I'm doing right now. But for Shakespeare, I don't know. Okay, the color of this is not very nice, in my opinion. I don't like it. I don't completely like the color of it, but let's make sure this looks more like the chest. And the color of the horns also, I'm not a fan of this color. This, a little bit more brownish style, maybe can do better. So I'll select this one, go a little bit more yellow and a little bit more brown, but very, very subtle. And then I will go to my alpha brush with the RGB on, go very low RGB intensity and fill this a few times. And then maybe just go over it to the bottom side. Yeah, maybe this is a bit better. And for the top side of the horns, they may be a little bit darker on the top. Yeah, it will give us a bit of interesting. Let me see how he made the other horns. Okay, here they are lighter on the top because, okay, here they are a little bit darker on the top. Here they are the same color. So he isn't darkening tops of his horns, of the horns that he made. That's a little bit, you know, I have to talk about this with him. Okay, Mr. Fiddler, why are you doing this? By the way, Fiddler, this guy, although I'm kind of praising him, I say how good artist is he and everything, he hasn't answered me one time. Even when I showed him this model, which I did with the canopy here, when I asked him about if I can kind of, you know, use this model for the course, he hasn't answered. I don't know why. Maybe he's busy, maybe he's not reading his ArtStation, maybe he doesn't understand English, maybe he thinks that I'm another guy that wants him to do something for him. Because this kind of good artists, they probably always get this kind of messages of, yeah, I want you to draw me something for no money, just for fame or whatever. Yeah, this was, by the way, when I was young, this was very famous. Because I was a designer back then. And can you make me this website, but I don't have too much money, but you can make it just for portfolio. What? But back then it was not what? It was okay, no, I can do it. Because you really need a portfolio in the beginning, whatever you do. So when you get this kind of opportunities that they can pay you a little bit, or they can promote you, or it will be a site of a company that will have some clients, and those clients can hear about your work, they can see your work, and they can wish, for example, they can have the same, and they will pay you, and yeah, this kind of things. By the way, if you are making websites, if you can make advertisement or managing or something, and you like to travel, you can do that you can combine those things. Yeah, this is not a subject of this course, but I can tell you what I think and what I've seen. By the way, I've seen people that are making this kind of thing. They make websites, they make photos, nice presentations of hotels or places, and they go, for example, to Thailand and go to a hotel, a little bit hotel. Now Thailand is in very bad shape because of the tourism. The whole country was a tourist oriented, and now they don't have too much tourists, obviously, for the COVID. But if you go to a hotel there, which is still working, and a small hotel in some island, and you kind of make a deal with them, I can make your promotion page in Facebook, for example. I can promote you. I can promote you in my blog or something. I can make you pictures, nice pictures, make you a website, but for no money, just for place to sleep, and they will give you a nice room almost for free. For example, the guy that I'm talking about, he made that deal. So the room that most of the time costs 150 euro a day, he got it for 15 euro a day, and the second week was free for him. So the first week 15 euro a day, and the second week was free. So this is a very nice deal. So 2 weeks you stay there, you work few hours a day for them, making their website, making their photos, making photos with a drone around the object and stuff like this. And then you just walk around, go to the beaches and stuff, and for 2 weeks you're ready, you're done, and you have spent a lot of time in this paradise island, which is amazing. I mean, this is a way to live your life in my opinion. But if you're a 3D artist, just a 3D artist, you don't have to do this. You can freelance or work in a company remotely and still live there. Of course, 150 euro for a day will be too much even for a very good 3D artist, because this is a lot. I mean, yeah, especially if you have to live there for a month, for example, or something, it will be not worth it. I mean, it's amazingly bad. Too much money. So, yeah, in this case, 3D artists are screwed. We are not. Exactly. The guys in this case. But if you have a place to live in your own country, and you can make good money, but only if you like what you do, if you love what you do. If you are doing this only for the money, you probably will have problems at some point. But yeah, you will see that. I'm telling you, money are important, but they are not all. So we have to be careful, very careful. So the horns are looking kind of more, there is more variety in them, let's say that. Let's go to the legs. Yeah, we have a little bit more time in this video. Let's go to the legs and make a bit of a things in there with this color. I'm pressing C, go to my alpha brush, go to the legs and try to do this one. Oops, am I selecting legs? Okay, the legs are here, but why can't I select this color? I cannot draw here. Okay, maybe a little bit darker color. No. Yes. My RGB intensity is very low, so that's why. Sometimes these things happen even to the best. So this is a little bit too harsh, but I told you it's not a big issue. I will fix it. Just I will make the pattern and then I will fix it. You'll see. Okay, making this pattern. It's a pattern, not a pattern. What are you talking about? Alright, wait for ZBrush. ZBrush is good, we like it. Okay, here. So we are pretty much in a final curve, or straight. Let's say final straight. It will be more straight to say final straight than final curve. But we are on the final already with our model. Okay, this looks kinda good. I can make the shoulder a bit more pronounced in the back. Maybe the wings will need more work. I don't know. Maybe. Let's just fix this. Press C to select the outer color, then go to an alpha brush and go to RGB intensity low and just walk a few times over this, and this will go a little bit, you know, inward. It will just be good enough. Now we are okay. In the next video we probably will start posing the character, and after posing we can also touch here and there if we want, but let's start posing it in the next video and see what will happen.